Do not be afraid to be a warrior for our people. Nicantlaca, my people. Nicantlaca, we the indigenous people of this continent. Nicantlaca, we the full blood and the mixed blood. Nicantlaca, we the true owners of this continent. We need to become warriors for our people once again. Do not fear to be a warrior for our people. We once were great warriors for our people. We are in new times, times of occupation and genocide. We need to become warriors. Warriors today do not need guns and bombs or bows and arrows, and not violence and terrorism to be noble, courageous warriors for our people. They only need their courage. They only need their knowledge of our true history and true identity. They only need discipline and unity. Our warriors today do not need guns and bombs. They do not need to be afraid to defend our people, to be warriors for our people. What our warriors first need today is to begin to learn true knowledge and to end the ignorance that enslaves us. Our warriors need to wake from the colonialism that is killing our people in assimilation and genocide. They need to arm themselves with knowledge of their Nicantlaca history, their indigenous history of 6,000 years of civilization. They need to be clear on their Nicantlaca indigenous identity. They need to know of the crimes of the Europeans. They need to know all of this so that they can understand, so that they can see that they have a duty to defend our people as warriors. They need to understand our beautiful history of great accomplishments and civilizations. And they need to know of the crimes of the Europeans so that they can have the proper anger to defend our people. They need to understand all the evil that has been done against us so that they can find their anger and discipline, so that they can find our unity and our honor to be proper warriors for our people. Warriors today become warriors when they use their intelligence, when they study our history, our cultures, our civilizations, when they study our Nicantlaca indigenous heritage of great accomplishments. Warriors today earn the title warrior when they start thinking collectively and not selfishly, when they use their collective minds and our collective leadership to take disciplined and well thought out actions that confront colonialism, that confront the traitors to our people, that confront the evils that lessen our humanity. We can be real and true warriors when we stand up against, when we confront all of the evils of colonialism with protests and boycotts, with planned, intelligent actions for civil disobedience, with education that is in our interests, education that is Nicantlaca focused. We must become full warriors, educating and organizing, motivating and inspiring, coordinating actions that will bring about the fall of this evil and false white supremacy, this fraudulent supremacy that is immoral and criminal. Warriors working collectively and united can and will bring down this colonialism that is a horror, a nightmare, a hell for our people. We can bring this all down with our actions that confront and weaken the genocide machinery of colonialism. We can earn our warrior name when we confront all of this evil with the coordinated actions of warriors, with an organized plan of action. We can do all of this with using YouTube and Facebook, with websites, blogs, tweets, and emails. We can wake our people, strengthen our people, enlighten our people with lectures and posters and teach-ins. All of this can and should be done with intelligence, a new discipline, and the powerful knowledge of our great history. We can do all of this in dignity, honor, and courage. We can do all of this, and it is not impossible. We need to become thinkers, true thinkers once again, true thinkers in the genius traditions of our ancestors. We need to focus on knowledge and courage that is based on deep and serious study. We need to become a people of action, actions that begin the fall of colonialism, actions that lead to our total liberation. We need to lead our people to embrace that knowledge that will make them thinkers. We need to lead our people to becoming true warriors by being knowledgeable, by taking actions of warriors that go out and confront colonialism and the evils that enslave our people, that rob us of the wealth of our continent. It's time to rise up off our knees and rise up and be wise about what is happening to us and to embrace the idea of the absolute need for us to participate in the actions that will bring about the liberation of our people. Time to wise up and rise up off our knees to be warriors embracing the idea of total liberation for our people. Yes, we need to be idle no more, but let us make sure we talk and plan and take actions on our rights as Nicantlaca, as indigenous people all across our continent. Let us do less dancing and singing and drumming and less rituals and incense and unnecessary emotions and do more educating and organizing and motivating. Let our dancing and singing and drumming be filled with powerful thoughts and plans and actions of uniting our people for our full human rights all across our continent as one people, as one nation. We must stand up as a people refusing to live and die under continued and perpetual European occupation. Let us let the world know that we have woken. Let us let our people stand in their proper dignity. Let us end the European occupation of our minds. Let us end their occupation of our humanity. Let us end their occupation of our continent and their continued theft of our wealth and resources. Let our songs and drums and music be filled with enlightening and inspiring knowledge. Let our songs and drums and our music make courageous warriors of action out of all of our people. Let our beautiful dances and beautiful ways of dressing and our beautiful songs and singing reflect resistance to colonialism and genocide. Let our new revived culture and courage reflect our determination to be a free people. Let our actions be aggressive confrontation of racist colonialism, a confrontation of assimilation and genocide. Let our rituals and ceremonies be commitments and obligations to form discipline in our lives, to rededicate our lives to learning and teaching our history. Let our rituals and ceremonies consecrate the new warriors for our people, men and women warriors, dedicating themselves to the liberation of our people. Let us be the essence of warriors, defending our people, confronting our enemies. Let us be warriors of honor, warriors of discipline, warriors with a love for their people, love for their nation, our Nicantlaca nation, our Semanawak nation. Let us learn love of freedom and need for Nicantlaca educational liberation. Let us be warriors of honor, warriors of discipline, warriors with a love for their people, love for their Nicantlaca nation as we once were, as were our glorious ancestors, our noble ancestors. Let us also remember that we must be intelligent and well-studied, fully disciplined in how we conduct ourselves as warriors. Warriors today do not need guns and bombs or bows and arrows and not violence and terrorism to be noble, courageous warriors. Warriors today become warriors when they use their intelligence, their study, their collective minds, and our collective leadership. We are warriors today when we educate and organize as one people confronting evil of the thefts of our lands. We are warriors today when we confront the European settler greed and immorality of the theft of our resources, and when we confront the European settler for their disregard for the pollution and the rape of our lands and rivers. We are warriors when we confront the European racism and genocide that is destroying our humanity, that is devastating our people. Warriors today can confront all of this colonialism, the false white supremacy, the assimilation and genocide with simple acts of learning and teaching truth and demanding justice. We can confront all of these evils that European settlers have inflicted on us. We must become true warriors, dedicated to ending all of the evil being done against our people. We can do this with the aid of studying our heritage, with studying the knowledge of the crimes of European colonialism, the crimes of the European settlers. Armed with all of this knowledge and with our courage, we can confront the evils of the European settlers. We can be warriors with protests and boycotts, with thought out and disciplined civil disobedience. We can be warriors arming our people with the beauty of our history, with knowledge of the genius of our ancestors. We can educate them to speak intelligently about their heritage. We can be warriors armed with Nicanflaca education. Education that is in our interest, that empowers us, that gives us pride, that gives us a vision for a liberated future for our people. We must become warriors fully armed with knowledge, fully equipped with discipline, fully united from north to south, from ocean to ocean. We must become constant warriors, thinking, educating, and organizing. We must live our lives as warriors working collectively and united, and we can do this all with using YouTube and Facebook, websites, blogs, tweets and emails. We can wake our people, strengthen our people, enlighten our people with lectures and posters and teachings. All of this can and should be done with intelligence, a new discipline, and the power of knowledge of our heritage. All of this can be done in dignity and honor and with courage. For all of this, we need a new vision of who we are as a people. We need to know that we are the owners of this continent, this Nicanflaca, this indigenous continent. We need to know that colonialism has not ended, that it is ongoing. We need to know so many things, but most importantly, we need to know that we have no true knowledge of our history, that we have no true understanding of our identity, that we have no true warriors for our people. That is all an unnatural thing for a people. It is an unnatural thing to know only the lies of our history, the lies that Europeans tell us, to only know the false identities of colonialism, to only have European armies on our continent. That is all an unnatural thing for a people. It is unnatural for a people to not have their own warriors. We need to be warriors for our people. We do not need guns and bombs to be warriors for our people. We need knowledge and courage. We need unity across all our continent. Let us unify as one people without borders, without divisions, without the chains of colonialism, without the ignorance of our great heritage of civilization, without the addictions to drugs and alcohol that defile us as human beings, without the selfishness, without the egos, without the fear of European settlers and the terrorist tactics. We need to be warriors with knowledge and courage and unity. We need to be warriors with a determination to be warriors for the liberation of Semanahuac, the liberation of all of our continent. We need to be a free people, free from all of the European settlers, from the English settlers, from the Spanish settlers, from the French settlers, from the Portuguese settlers, and all of the other European squatters on our continent. We need to be free from those who have criminally and immorally defiled us as a nation, defiled us as a people. Let us unite as one nation, one people all across our continent, from north to south, from ocean to ocean, ignoring the colonial borders. Let us learn about the beauty of our civilizations and not the mockery that Europeans have made of our heritage. Let us also learn the crimes of the Europeans, their crimes that they have hidden from us. We need to be aggressive about learning and teaching this, learning and teaching liberation. We need the knowledge of our heritage, of our history, and the knowledge of the European crimes that killed 70 to 100 million of our people, that killed 95% of our population with the use of smallpox as a weapon of mass destruction. We need to learn that we were an urban people before 1492, living in our majority in cities and large towns, and that we were not all a tribal wandering people. We need to understand that we had collective ownership of our lands, collective ownership of our continent and its waters, its mountains, its forests, and all of its natural resources. We need to learn that we had knowledge of astronomy, mathematics, medicine, writing, calendar making, and of being a civilized people. We need to know that we had schools and universities, that we were inventors and philosophers, that we had egalitarian societies and democratic institutions, and that most of this was more advanced than what the Europeans had in their time. We need to know that Europeans created no civilizations and that they are a derivative culture of Middle Eastern civilizations, and that they did not invent the wheel, nor agriculture, or writing, or any other basics of civilization. We need to know that Europeans destroyed our civilizations and robbed us of the gold and silver of our treasuries, and formed with that gold and silver of ours what today is known as capitalism. And most importantly, we need to know that Europeans did all their deeds with the cowardly use of smallpox as a biological weapon in an attempt to exterminate all of our people so that they could have our land and its wealth, so that they could have free land and free wealth for their people. We need to learn all of this, and we need to get properly angry, intelligently angry, organized and angry, in an anger that intelligently guides us to liberation, hating all of what has been done to us, what is still being done to us today. If we do not get angry and we do not hate what has been done to us, of what is being done to us today, then what does that say of us? To not get angry, to not have hate for evil. It says that we will forever be slaves, that we will forever hate ourselves, that there is no hope for us. We need to have a proper anger and hate for all of this ongoing evil that is disrespecting our humanity, that is denying us our full humanity, that is denying us our rights to our continent, our rights to be a free people. We need to confront the sociopathic, criminal, and immoral acts of the European settlers. We need to confront all of the evils that are being done against our people by the European settlers. This is a time to organize as one confederation of cultures and tribes and civilizations all across our continent. The Maya and the Chippewa, the Tongva and the Choctaw, the tribes of the Amazons, the civilizations of the Andes, our people of the Caribbean, all of the tribes and civilizations of the north and south of our continent need to be united as one people. We need to reassert our ownership of our continent, of our nation, of our identity, of our collective ownership of our lands. We need to declare that we are one people, one race, one nation, and to stop dividing ourselves into hundreds of tribes, dozens of civilizations and cultures. We are Nicanflaca. This is Semanahuac, our continent, the lands of our people. We are one people. We are not Hispanics or Latinos. We are not natives or Americans. These are not the Americas and not Canada, USA, Mexico, or Latin America. This is Semanahuac, our world, our nation, not North and South America. This is our Turtle Island, our continent, our world, in all of the languages of our people. This is not the Americas. This is our continent, our nation, our Mother Earth, our motherland, our homeland. We have no other homeland but this homeland. Europeans have a homeland called Europe. Our continent is not their homeland. not their lands, not their resources to exploit, not theirs to pollute, to desecrate, or to make wealth from. We are waking, and we now see the horror of the slavery that we live in. We now see the full criminality and immorality of our slavery to the European settlers. We have the duty, the obligation, the logical and totally sane obligation to end this nightmare of our people, this genocide of our people. And this is the right time to take actions, to embrace our awakening to our duties to be warriors for our people. This is a time to end the ignorance. This is a time when all knowledge of our great heritage and of the crimes of the Europeans are at our fingertips. This is a time when our enlightenment is to be found in the many books available, guided by the websites of the experienced study of the Mexica Movement on the internet. It is all there for all of us to search, for us to study. This is a time to wise up to the evil that Europeans are perpetrating on our people. This is a time to wise up and rise up from being on our knees to European terrorism, to rise up from slavery to European settlers, to rise up from ignorance and fear, to rise up from alcoholism and drug addiction, to rise up from materialism and selfishness, to rise up from being fake white people, to rise up and stand firmly shoulder to shoulder and to step forward to confront colonialism. We need to decolonize our people by putting knowledge into anger and anger into action. And our actions should be focused on educating our people, educating them on the knowledge of our colonized condition. Yes, we need to be idle no more, but let us make sure we talk and plan and take actions on our rights as Nicantlaca, as indigenous people all across our continent. Let us do less dancing and singing and drumming and less rituals and incense and unnecessary emotions, and do more educating and organizing and motivating. Let our dancing and singing and drumming be filled with powerful thoughts and plans and actions of uniting our people for our full humanity, all across our continent as one people, as one nation. We must stand up as a people refusing to live and die under a continued and perpetual European occupation. Let us let the world know that we have woken. Let us let our people stand in their proper dignity. Let us end the European occupation of our minds. Let us end their occupation of our humanity. Let us end their occupation of our continent and their continued theft of our wealth and resources. Let our songs and drums and our music be filled with enlightening and inspiring knowledge. Let our songs and drums and our music make courageous warriors of action out of all of our people. Let our beautiful dances and beautiful ways of dressing and our beautiful songs and singing reflect resistance to colonialism and genocide. Let our revived culture and courage reflect our determination to be a free people. Let our actions be aggressive confrontation of racist colonialism, a confrontation of assimilation and genocide. Let our rituals and ceremonies be commitments and obligations to form discipline in our lives, to rededicate our lives to learning and teaching our history. Let our rituals and ceremonies consecrate the new warriors for our people, men and women warriors, dedicating themselves to the liberation of our people. Let us be the essence of warriors, defending our people, confronting our enemies. We are warriors today when we have the knowledge and the courage to say, I am Nicantlaca, and I will no longer be a slave of the European settlers on my people's continent. It is not impossible to think this, or to say this, or to take the actions that will lead to our liberation. It is not impossible to be a warrior for our people. It is a simple act of saying and complying with a vow. I vow to be a warrior for my people. I will live with dignity and honor. I will live my life as a warrior for my people. I will live all my life as a warrior for my people. With those words, we begin our lives as warriors for our people. That is how we begin to decolonize, how we begin to regain our full humanity, how we begin to become a free and liberated people. Thank you.